Single ladies, I can't hear y'all. Single ladies, make noise. All my single ladies, all the single ladies.
Thank you to Dossier for collaborating with me in this video. Dossier is a luxury scent brand with not the luxury price.
Smells so good. Magnolia smells pretty good.
If you're interested in their luxury scents, all you have to do is click the link in the description box below and use my coupon code Morgan Tracy for 10% off.
Hey my lovely YouTubers, welcome back to my YouTube channel with me, your girl Morgan Tracy J, coming today with another video, boo, and I'm so excited today to talk to you about how to be single and how to be happy while single, okay? This to some people sounds like taboo, so if you're here for this video today, boo, let's just make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube family, you turn on the notification bell, and the biggest tip and the biggest part that you love, please put it in the comment section below so somebody else can get built up as well, okay? So I'm gonna be giving you some keys on how I stay happy and single, but then I'm also going to be doing a get ready with me because your girl been cooped up for the last few days. It's time to get out this house, okay? Quick, I'm gonna first add some moisturizer. Okay, first I'm adding some moisturizer. I always add moisturizer with obviously some sunscreen because I do have hyperpigmentation. And so this helps me to just add some moisturizer to my skin. Okay, I'm about to use some Fenty Beauty to kind of do some color correction a little bit. But the very first thing I want to tell you on how to be happy and single, boo, is you first have to quit looking at your singleness as a curse and actually start looking at it as a gift, okay? The reason I say that is because so many women, including myself at one time, okay, don't think I'm excluded from this, I seen my singleness as like the biggest curse. Like, why was my sister married? Why was my friends having kids? And then I'm over here just bored, right? So the first thing is you gotta see it as a gift. And what happened is I started to want to travel. I started to want to do certain things. And it's just like, God will use your singleness time so powerfully if you allow him. And so that's the first key, boo, is you gotta realize that it's a gift. I know it doesn't feel like the best gift on some days. You're like, sis is booed up, sis got a Valentine's Day, what about me? But the reality of it is you don't want to just take anything you get. You wanna get the best. And so there's so many girls out here who are single that could have somebody, but they're just not willing to settle for less. And I think that right there is a great reminder to yourself. Don't settle for less, boo, okay? Put some like this orange kind of under the eyes, dark areas. We'll let that set for just a second. And I'm just getting my beauty blender ready. But you just want to just like breathe, sis. Realize it's a gift, okay? And then let's get into our next tip is don't be desperate. When you notice that your singleness is no longer a gift, it's because that you can tell because you start to get desperate. And when I say desperate, I don't mean like in a bad way, like, oh, I'm just, you know, wanting to just be in somebody's arms. But what happens is you start putting up with so much other stuff because of it. Okay, and this is No Cap Cosmetics with the light on it. Okay, no cap. I'm just putting a clear gloss on my lips right now. So yes, sis, I want to tell you, don't get too desperate that you actually start settling for so much less. Girls who become desperate, trust me, I have. Don't think I'm talking to somebody else. I've been desperate before, and I put up with guys talking to me crazy. I put up with guys trying to have situationships. And the reality is when you get desperate, you're actually kind of like begging someone to love you. And dudes who are not good for you, they can read that. And then they're like going to use that to their advantage. They're the ones who's going to start trying to borrow money from you. They're the ones who's going to start talking to you crazy. They're the ones who's going to start trying to come to your house late in the hours. They're trying not to see you during the day. Okay, girl? So don't get desperate for love, because when you get desperate, you start to do things later you'll regret. And then not only will you regret that, it's just going to show you that there's still some cracks in your foundation of your worthiness that you have to work on. So please, sis, if you find yourself dealing with somebody that you know is below standard, you know they're not treating you like the daughter of God that you are, most likely you have settled and you've gotten desperate. Don't get desperate. Desperation will not reap a good reward. Trust me, okay? Speaking from experience, okay, sis? Desperation will not reap a good reward. If anything, you will wish you didn't even get involved, right? So don't get desperate. Desperation is not pure either, because most likely you're begging this individual to love you when you already have all this love around you. You've already like got all this love around you. And that's what I had to realize with me and my desperation at one time. It was like I just wanted to be with somebody. And I was like, God, this isn't wrong. I just want to be with someone. And so when I did start to, date more and get with somebody, I quickly noticed that I was like in this corner, like begging this individual like to love me, when all I had to do was turn around and realize I had all these people around me that loved me. I had my nephews and my mom and my sister and my friends. And the reality is, when you are desperate, all you want is this person to love you. When the reality is you already have this buku of love all around you. And if you can just embrace all this other love around you, you won't be begging this one individual. But that's how God had to show it to me. He's like, you're begging this one individual in this corner. Your eyes are focused on them. Like, you love me. You be this for me. You do this. When the reality is, all I need you to do is turn around and realize all the love you have all around you. If this person does not decide to be with you, if they don't decide to love you the way that you know you've been called to be loved, let them go, okay? And that's exactly what I did. So I just want to tell you that, sis. Desperation usually stems from you're trying to get a certain individual to love you, and you're like forcing that thing. And honestly, when it's in God, just let it flow, because that's a big key to single women right now. Don't be desperate, okay? Don't be desperate. The next thing is, the best relationship you could ever build is with yourself and God, okay? That is the best relationship, because the reality of it is, so many times, so I just blended that in. I'm about to use Suede by Merit on my face real quick. But the reality is, so many times, a lot of women get into a lot of situations. And let's say they get with this person and then they feel like they don't have a life because they didn't have the life before. So what I'm telling you is, when you build the relationship with yourself and God first, you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be like this perfect Nancy and not have any problems. Not all that. But you're going to be so much more firm. You're not going to have to be like, what does he need me to do? What do I need to do for him? What do I like your schedule? You're not laying around waiting on this individual. You're living your life. You're growing. You're glowing. You're traveling. So like I said, you're living your life, you're growing, you're glowing, you're getting better and better on your process. Like, the reality is, that's what you're doing, sis. And so I just want you to like realize that the best relationship you'll ever build, before you like get caught up and be like, I'm just unhappy single. Remember that the issues you have in your singleness, you're still going to have them in your marriage until you deal with them. If you comfort eat in your singleness, you're going to comfort eat in your marriage. If you talk crazy to yourself and down on yourself in your singleness, you're going to do the same thing in your marriage. If you have issues with controlling your desires, you're going to have those same issues in your marriage. I just want to encourage you with that, because I think the reality is, sometimes we look at marriage and it's like, oh, we're going to be so much better in marriage. We're going to do this all better. The same issues you're going to take to marriage. So why not work on them now? I'm actually using Buff by Merit. But work on them now, because I'm just trying to tell you, the issues you have in marriage. Like, I remember one time I was like talking to this guy, and there were just some things about, like, he was trying to like persuade me in marriage that it was going to be okay to do in marriage. And I remember the Lord literally said, hey, do you realize that the same issues y'all's having right now in y'all's singleness, y'all's gonna have, or y'all's like talking stage, y'all's gonna have it in your marriage, sis. And if this man is trying, this is gonna be a constant battle in your marriage if he doesn't get the picture that that's not stuff, there's certain things you're just not down to do in marriage. And it for me, it was like an eye-opener. Like, okay, this is showing you what your marriage is gonna be like, sis. So I want you to really think about that, because the best relationship you could ever build is with yourself and God first. And that sounds a little scary, because you're like, well, I don't really like myself, or I'm get bored with myself. I'm not happy with myself. I'm not happy the way I look. I'm not happy with my whatever. But the reality, sis, is if you just work on you for a little bit, okay? I'm not telling you to work on you and you got to go 10 years of celibacy or abstinence. Like, I'm not saying all that, but just work on you. Like, if you take time to work and build that relationship with yourself, to look in the mirror and absolutely love yourself, to see a beautiful daughter of God staring back at you, to be walking in your purpose, to get your own money, to pay your own bills, to get confident, to quit waiting on a man to save you and actually go and save yourself through Jesus Christ, okay? Like, if you can get to that place, sis, you at another level. So after you build that best relationship with God and yourself, the next thing is you got to get lost in your purpose. I know we talk about purpose so much here on my channel, but sis, this is the transformation. Like, I didn't even want to date when I was so focused on my purpose. Like, there was years where I was like, nope, my mom can attest to this. I moved back home and I said, I will not date anybody down here. And I lived there for 2 years, did not date anyone down there, because I knew that I had a purpose and I knew that I was getting ready to transition, and I knew I was going to move one day, and I didn't want to get caught up with love, liking, all that, right? I was so gung-ho for my vision. And the reality is because I knew my purpose. Just kind of blending this contour in a little bit. But I just knew my purpose. So I want you to, if you can get so stuck and get like lost into your purposes, like locked in, that is going to help your dating style so much. Because when a man does not align to your purpose, things will shift. Like I said in one of my videos, there was one guy I was talking to in college one time. And I remember like he kept kind of like, things were just not working out. He was a great guy also. He was really great. But it just wasn't my great guy, okay? There was a standard on my life that was a little different, okay? Y'all know what I'm saying? So I remember we were in the library and I had to let him know. He was like, why won't you just really like take me serious? Like, what's going on? Why are you acting like this? And I had to let him know, like, you're going to embarrass what God is building in me. Like, you're not there yet, and that's okay, but I can't get attached to this. Like, I can't, because I was already starting to get attached. I really liked him, but I had to really pay attention to what I was getting myself attached to. And the reality is I was already ministering on campus. I was already doing things like that. And, you know, he was going to parties and throwing parties. And so there was a disconnect somewhere. I knew I was going to end up hurting my witness. I knew I was going to end up hurting, making people question my character, making people question, you know, does she really walk with the Lord? I knew he was going to embarrass what I was building, God was building in me. And so that helped me learn, though, because I had a purpose, right? If I would have never had a purpose, I would have had nothing to compare him to, never had a direction, and I just would have been dating any person that came up the block. And that's what a lot of girls get into. And I used to do that. I would date anybody because I didn't have a standard for my life. I didn't know where I was headed. So if you catch yourself just dating anybody, it's usually because you're lost or you don't really know where you're headed right now, you know? And that happens to a lot of us. It happened to me a lot, especially when I was in the in-between of my destiny. I just was like bored, literally. The key word, my mama said it, you're bored. You're just bored. Yep, your girl was bored. So I was starting to date people that I knew wasn't really beneficial to my life. I knew there was red flags, all that. So sis, you can be happy single. You first, though, need to realize you want to get lost in your purpose. And to be honest with you, purpose isn't enough to just get you through everything, but purpose is a lot, y'all. Like, my life, the reason I'm so happy in my singleness is because I see the gift of singleness. I have built that relationship with myself and God. I can be alone with myself. I can be locked in my house for 3 days and I'm okay. Like, I'm not going crazy or anything. Like, I love myself. And also, too, I love my purpose. I have a drive and a passion for my life. With or without a man, I know where I'm headed. And so it doesn't, like, my life doesn't start when he comes. My life is already started. And I feel like the key is, sis, your life should already be started. It shouldn't wait until the man comes or until you get a certain thing going for yourself. It should be started by now. Like, you should be moving towards your dreams. You should be living life. And that way that you live life is going to attract that man. Like, he's going to love the way you live life. Your living of life is going to inspire him to live more life, okay? So I'm telling a whole lot because I'm going to keep going down my list. But that is just something that can really help you. Purpose, man. Woo, purpose is the reason why I probably struggle sometimes with getting in relationships, because like I said, I can vet a guy real quick and realize, is this man going to bless my life or is he going to hurt my life? Like, where is this man standing at in this area? Like, hey, God, is this your best? Because I'm carrying a lot. I know my worth. I know I'm not just some average woman. I know there's a lot I'm carrying. There's a lot of dreams I have in me, and I need a man that's going to be there with me, that's going to help bring these things to pass. I need a man that's also going to have his own dreams that I'm going to help bring his dreams to pass. The reality is, though, I don't need a man that is insecure about my goals and my dreams and my work ethic and my drive. I need a man that doesn't decrease me, but he expands me. right? And so since I know that, I can vet a guy pretty quick, and I can learn his, learn his style and learn his ways on how he views, a woman, especially a woman, who technically won't technically need finances from him, but will need the other aspects, like the relationship, like the friendship, all that. Like, can he deliver on the things I do need? And can I deliver on the things he needs? So see, there's a lot of little aspects that go into this, but singleness, man, is beautiful. I don't care what nobody says. Get a little brown in there. Because, I mean, why not? Why not? Life's too short not to play with your eyeshadow, right? Okay, so the next thing, guys, and this is something single women, you can be happy single. And this is a key, okay? This is another way you can be happy single. Sis, go on dates. This right here is so powerful. If you go on a date with somebody, prayerfully it's a good situation, meet them in public, all the smart stuff. But that teaches you what you like and what you don't like. If you never go on dates, if you never go put yourself out there, you're never going to know what you like and what you don't like. And the reality is, sometimes as women, what happens is we actually don't ever go on dates, and the first guy that's kind of nice to us, we start to imagine some stuff with him. And the reality is, he was just nice to us. So if you start to go on dates, you won't just be drawn to the first nice guy. What you'll be drawn, you'll know what you like. You'll vet men. You'll know what you're looking for. You'll know the men that you feel that God is leading you towards. Like, every person you go on dates with doesn't mean you have to be with them, doesn't mean you have to marry them. And I realized that's something that helped me, is when I started to just kind of go on dates, I got to not be afraid to be like, okay, I really didn't like that. That's okay though. He's a great guy. He's just not my good guy. That's all right. And I think that is okay. I do want to encourage you though, don't get like to a place where you're going on a date with any and everybody and you have no standard. That's not what I'm saying, because that ain't it at all. That ain't it at all. It's just gonna waste a lot of time. You want to have standards, whatever your standards are. But don't be afraid to go on a date, sis. I see so many women who say like, I'm 35 and single, haven't been on a date in 3 years. Have you went anywhere to get on a date? Like, have you gone any place outside of your normal routine? The reason why I go on dates is because I take myself out of my normal routine. Like, I can meet someone online, whatever, but I go to places, like I went to a poetry night. I go to different things because also too, I live life. That is our last tip, girl. Because the issue is many times we don't go on dates because we're not living life. Singleness is not a time to just stop living. And I think so many women do that. And trust me, guys, I did it too in the beginning. I would not live for nothing. I didn't even think you could live in peace. I don't know. I just wasn't living for the longest, and I'm screwing up on this eyeliner. Okay. I screwed up bad. See, that's why I rarely ever do liquid, but I was trying to be fancy today. I messed up so bad on this, but we're gonna fix that, okay? Okay, anyways. Sis, go on the dates. But also, if you ain't going on dates, it's because you're probably not living a lot of life. Because I'm not saying that every time you go out, you're going to meet somebody. No. But the more life you live, the more you encounter people. Even if you don't end up on a date, it could just be friendship. It could be super platonic. But like, when you live life, you attract people that live life. When you never get out and you're just like, you never go to the park for a walk. I know it's a pandemic right now, but like, sis, you can go to the park for a walk. You can go pick up a cup of coffee or tea. You could go out in the garden, wherever you're at. You can go to the gym. Like, I don't know where you could go, but I'm just trying to tell you, like, we've got to get to a place that we want to live life. And that happened to me in 2021. It was like after I got COVID. I just was at a place was like, sis, there's a reason why you don't date that much. It's because you're not living life. There's a reason why you feel like you don't have a lot of friends around you. You're not living life. If you live life, if you go brunch, if you invite your friend, hey, it's Tuesday, you want to get food? Let's get food on me. Or you want, not even on me, if you ain't got it like that. Let's just get food. Like, do things with friends. Hey, there's this little thing downtown I'd like to go. You want to go with me? Hey, there's this little festival going on. Let's go. Like, sis, go live life, because the issue with a lot of singleness, the reason why a lot of women are not happy in their singleness is because they're not living. They're kind of going day to day, job to job, tired, waiting on that husband. But the reality is you start to live life, you're not waiting on anything. You are not in a waiting season. You're actually living, and he is going to come across you and you're going to come across him. But the key here, you have to be living. Single women, if I could leave you with one of the biggest things in this video, okay? And I know this sounds crazy to some, because some of you might already be living, so this might not be for you. Sis, live your life. Live. Go to the store that you want to go to on the other side of town. Go to that event that you kind of want to go to. Look up events in your area. Go on Eventbrite. I'll always type in on Facebook, events near me this weekend. And if there's something that's interesting, I went to a showing, I went to poetry nights, I went to all kinds of stuff. And guess what? I have met a few people. Just about every few that I go to, I meet somebody. So, and not saying that it's like I'm going there to meet somebody. No, I'm actually going there to live my life. I'm actually going there to get myself out of my comfort zone. I'm actually going there because I want to dress up and I want to do something. Alrighty, I have pretty much my makeup done. The eyeliner didn't come out that great. I'm going to add a little bit of highlight down the brink of my nose. This is a Merit highlight stick. I'm going to add some highlight here, and I'm going to add it in my eyebrow a little bit. I love added highlight. Cupid's bow, as they call it, right here. Your girl glistening now. I'm gonna blend that a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much my advice to single ladies. It's like, sis, go out, live your life. Singleness is so beautiful. And I think I like the idea of being able to date, okay? I like the idea of being able to do things as I please, you know? And also too, you guys know that I practice purity. So that right there usually is something that keeps relationships pretty platonic, keeps them pretty safe. You know, I've definitely not done everything right. I've definitely done things super wrong. But I've learned over time. And yeah, I love singleness. Like, I love it, but the issue is sometimes I have to talk to God about it because I'm like, oh, daddy, I love it a little too much that somebody got to go all the time, you know? But I'm working on that, okay? Because I do want to be married eventually. Not no time soon, though. That's one thing I will say. People always ask me, Morgan, when do you want to get married? I'm 28 years old. I know, so some people, they're like, you should be married or you should want to be married. I desire marriage. I do. Don't get me wrong. I definitely desire marriage, children. But I feel like that's more of my 30s for me, not so much my final 20s. I feel like my final 20s, I'm still like I'm in graduate school. I'm just like still living my own personal life. I have personal goals still. Like, I want to invest money in my business and stuff, not so much just yet in a marriage and in children and all that just yet, because that's its own investment anyways. But right now I'm just so focused on building my career and God, building my business, building all that. And so that's kind of my whole take on it. But now I will say, Prince Charming comes around the corner and he's amazing, and I'm like, oh, okay, hold on. You know, I might throw all these words out the window, but I will say, your girl goes on dates. Don't think I should be at home reading my Bible every day of the week. You know, like, do I read my Bible? Of course I read my Bible just about every day. However, your girl goes on dates. Your girl lives her life, okay? And I think that's the biggest reality I want everyone to know. Don't think I'm just sitting in the house reading. Like, we can live life. You can go to events that are appropriate for your style of living. You know, there's certain events I can't go to, but there's certain events I can. Church events, I'll be in that thing, okay? Poetry nights, jazz, whatever the vibe is for me, I'll be in that thing. And I enjoy myself. So I want to encourage you with that. Single ladies, I know Valentine's Day is like right here. I want to encourage you, take yourself out, grab your girlfriends, go do something. I've gone to Galentine events. I've gone on Valentine dates, obviously, all that. I've done the most. And so just go have fun, live your life, girl, because I honestly know when you realize singleness is a gift and the beauty in it, like, girl, you can wake up today and your friend invite you somewhere and you can go. Like, when you're a mother and a wife, it's not gonna be that easy sometimes, because you gotta figure out who's gonna watch your kids, how things are gonna work out. there's a privilege you have right now that you don't even know. There's a gift of time you have. Like the other night, I pulled a 6-hour night just sitting on my computer working on a new project. Now, that would have took a lot as a mother, you know, as a wife. That would have been a lot. That would have been late in the midnight hour trying to get that stuff done, you know? So it's like, just understand you have such a gift right now, a privilege right now. And if you, this is the time to build a business. This is the time to walk in purpose. Like, this is that time. I know I'm getting hype over here, but it's because I want you to see the beauty in it. Because for the longest, I could not see it until I got into relationships. And then until I started to feel like personally I wasn't being fulfilled, you know? And I realized that don't cast your pearls before swine. Don't give up your singleness so fast for something that isn't pure in God. Like, make sure you got the best. Make sure it's the right best for you. Make sure it's right. Make sure it's holy. Make sure it's anointed. Make sure it's good. And just like he chooses you, sis, you choose him as well, okay? So make sure it's good. Make sure it's pure. Make sure it's holy. Have fun. Girl, singleness is a blessing. Okay, I did a lot of talking in this video. My makeup is not all that great. I ain't going to halabi, y'all. Halabi means lie in Choctaw. If you don't know, I'm Choctaw. I always say halabi, not lie. But I'm not going to lie. My eyeliner is jacked, so I'm going to have to go fix this off camera. I put a lot of product in my hair just now. I was using the Hawaiian Silky. I love using this stuff when my hair is like on a few days into a wash and go. It's been on like 3 days, I think. And so, yeah, this is the piece that you cannot buy. Dun, 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 dun. So I'm gonna finish doing my hair real quick and I'm gonna show you the final look of my get ready, okay? So real quick, I want to thank Dossier for collaborating with me in this video. If you don't know, Dossier has some great fragrance scents, high quality scents for not the high quality brass, okay? And right now I'm gonna figure out which smell I'm gonna wear today, but Fruit Magnolia, it's called Fruity Magnolia. That smells good. Okay, so I have been using Dossier for over a year now. I actually love their scents. So my actual signature scent I got again. It is called Floriental Vanilla. I have been wearing Floriental Vanilla for over a year. It smells so good. Obviously the vanilla scent, it smells so warm. It's so feminine. It's kind of my vibe. And so I knew I was gonna probably go with this one. But if you're interested in Dossier, you can use my code MorganTracyJ for 10% off. Oh, this is my favorite smell. I love the way this smells. It's like floral, it's vanilla, it's soft, it's savory. It's literally so good. So check out Dossier. I love this stuff. It smells amazing. This is one of my signature scents. But hey, Fruity Magnolia smells pretty good as well. So check these guys out in the link in the description box. All right, boos. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried my best to kind of give you the rundown how to be single and happy, boo. You can be single, you can be happy, you can have it all in Jesus' name, okay? I want you to receive that. I want you to believe that. Loneliness, give it to God. Open up space in your heart, give it to God. We all go through lonely seasons, lonely periods. But if you live your life, boo, things will fall into place. All right, boos, I love you. I hope you enjoyed this video with me. I wanted to give you some single women advice. So thank you for watching. Comment down below your biggest takeaway, and I will see you in my next video, boo. Love you. Peace out. Single ladies, I can't hear y'all. Single ladies, make noise. Oh, my single ladies. Oh, my single ladies. Oh, my single ladies. Okay, I gotta go.